Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Saturday morning here. I got my walk in. I'm trying to start a new little bit of a health journey, and I'm trying to get my 10,000 steps a day, that sort of a thing. So, especially nice now. It's a nice thing to start in the spring, although it is supposed to rain this afternoon, and it's very chilly this morning. Last couple of days I had beautiful days in my walk. A very nice walkable neighborhood, and I try to get in about 3 miles. My husband will walk with me for the first mile and a half, and then he goes in because we pass our house, and then I do another mile and a half, which I really do enjoy it. I don't wear headphones. I just like walking. I like walking, being out in nature, listening to the birds. So anyway, I got that in, and I decided to give you a little update. Saturday morning, give you a little update. I finished my coffee already. What's going on in my sewing room. So I know I have 4 WIPs that I keep talking about, right? So the first one is, we'll talk about this guy right here. This is my double Irish chain, and look at that border. It's a hot mess. I pushed it. I thought I could ease. I thought I could do this. I could do that, and I'm gonna have to take that apart. I love how this Seminole border is turning out. You can't see it, but I'm just gonna put like a 9 patch for the cornerstones. But it just didn't. I have to get this one better. The other one is lying great, but this one's a hot mess. So anyway, that is project number 1. Project number 2 is my leader ender with my half square triangles. And so now I have, how many did I do this week? I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look, that one it's coming off. Sometimes they get a little when I stretch them a little. So I did 7, and I have 2 in the machine that are almost done. So I'm going to count these up. If I have 25, I'm going to then turn them into the quilt blocks. I'll attach the neutral, the neutral fabric, make them the half square triangles, and then I only have 25 left to do, which I'm very excited about. And then I can start working on that quilt. I decided for my next leader ender, I'm probably going to do, because I've been cutting up scraps and stuff like that, I'm probably going to do Bonnie Hunter's Tupelo Trail. I think that's a good way to use up some scraps. I have a lot of 1.5 inch blocks that I've cut. You know, a lot of the project that was behind me over here, over here, I moved. So there we are with those 2 projects. My hand quilting project that I showed you all in a previous video. I showed you how I marked that, and I probably have 4, maybe 5 more rows left of that. The 4th project I keep talking about is my double wedding ring quilt, and I will put probably in the next week or 2 I'll put up on my design wall right behind me. I'll put up what I have done. I'm trying to do 7 rows. It's 8 blocks basically. You know, double wedding ring. I always have a hard time calling them blocks, but it's 8 blocks, 8 by 7, and that will fit on my bed, the king size bed, exactly how I want it to do. I don't like a lot of overhang. I don't like a lot of extra quilt on my bed. One of the things that I'm trying to do is to get all of the pieces cut out before I sit down and start sewing the remainder 4 blocks. That is something that I need to, and my goal is when I come into my sewing room, I want to right away start. I use 2.5 inch blocks. I have a whole, shoebox thing full of 2.5 inch blocks that I use for the templates. And I have, it's very full, my 2.5-inch block shoebox. And I need to do that. I need to come in, set a timer, and just cut for 30 minutes. And then I'll get where I need to go with this. The problem is, for the last couple of weeks, I have been rearranging, cleaning out my sewing room. So for the first hour, I've been coming into my sewing room. I've been going through things. The desk I'm sitting at has a big file cabinet area. And I spent an hour cleaning that out, throwing things out of there that I just don't use. All of those, just trying to streamline my sewing in my sewing room more. So, and also that is one of my, I will admit, one of my, bad habits is I constantly rearrange my sewing room. Constantly. It drives my husband a little crazy because I think, oh, I'll be more efficient if I do it this way or that way. But I'm done. I'm done. I'm coming into my sewing room and I'm going to sew. I'm done cleaning out my sewing room. I do have some pockets, but I feel like every time I turn around, I find another shoebox full of scraps that I have to deal with. But we'll get there, right? So I wanted to show you, though, with the double wedding ring, what I have done, my accomplishments thus far. So this is what I have. I have this is, oh, I forget the person's name, but I bought these templates a really, really, really long time ago. Like probably 20 years ago when I first started quilting, because I've always loved the double wedding ring quilt. And then I promptly lost the instructions. I probably threw them out, probably in one of my frenzied times of cleaning up. So this is the double, so I never knew how much yardage to have or any of those sorts of things. And I'm glad I didn't try to do this when I had just started quilting, because it would have driven me crazy and it would not have been a wise thing to do. Now I feel like I can tackle it, even though I do still do borders like that. But I'll tear that apart and I'll fix that. Anyway, so these are the centers. I have cut out the centers for all of the blocks that I have left to cut out for the remaining 4 rows that I'm trying to get done. So I have cut out all the centers. I have also, here's the melon, and I've also cut out all the melons that I need. And they're here. So here they are, all cut out. This would be row 6. See, I have all my centers cut out and all my melons cut out. This is row 5, and row 7. See, I don't use any of those fancy things people buy that have, they mark their rows and all that. I use spare paper. Anyway, so these are I have all of my background fabric cut out. This is, and here is row 4, where I actually have all the components done. I have all of the melons done, and I have all the centers done. So I have enough for row 4. So now I need 5, 6, and 7. I believe I cut these out. So this is here, let me get a middle arc here. So this is these, I call these the middle, like that's the middle part, but I need these 4 per block, per melon. And I do have some math here that I need, I also call them footballs. So I need 17 of these footballs, So I need 4 per 17. And I believe that's what this is. And this is what, this is the middle segment pieced arc, it says. So I need 17 per row, whatever, 17 times 17 would be, what's that, 34. So, but I need 4 of these, whatever. I need a lot. And I believe that I have all of these for row 5. All of these cut out for row 5. So I probably could start just sewing them together, but I don't want to. So now I have to do 6, 7, and 8 and cut these out, and I just use a 2-inch block, and obviously I just kind of cut out the you know, get them all ready, and here they all are. So now I have to make, I have one, I have, what do I need, 6, so I now have 5 done, so now I just need to do that for rows 6 and 7. All the melons, all 4 of these middle things for 17 of these footballs. Now then I need to do this. This is the next template, and I use all 2.5-inch squares. This is a super scrappy thing. I have to now do this for 5, 6, and 7, and this takes, so this took 8 per melon. This took 8 per melon. Now this is going to take 4 per melon, because that's these, and you have to do them upside down. You have to do them right sides together because they're a pair. You can't make them all this way or all that way. You have to be mindful of these part of the end of the arcs, because this one wouldn't go there and that one won't go there. So you have to do right sides together and make sure that you do it that way. So I need 2 sets of 2 for that. So I need to cut all of them out. And then this is the 4 patch corner, and I need 4 of these, and I need 2 of these per melon, per football. So, and then that's this, and it's also just a, I use a 2.5-inch square. Do have a couple of them cut, and I think I found these somewhere in my sewing room. So that's what I'm working with. They're the things. I want to get everything cut out for every row that I have left. And I have 3 rows that I have to cut these out with. So anyway, that is what I'm going to really start concentrating on with the double wedding ring quilt, is cutting them out. I'm going to really concentrate on finishing up my hand quilting project, and I'm going to take this border apart, and I'm going to make that lay flat, and I'm going to finish these borders by the end of the weekend. That's my goal, and yeah, moving right along on these projects, and I think that's about it. It's all the updates I think I have at this point. And if I can take this border apart, and I'll start working on the top and the bottom border, and I'm putting a 9 patch of the blue and of all 3 of those colors that are in the border, and they're going to be my cornerstones for the borders. Maybe I'll do a video of how I'm doing this border, but let me fix that border first, and I'm such a 90s girl, videotape me working on one of the other borders. Anyway, that's all I have. That's all the news, as they used to say, that's all the news that's fit to print. And I will talk to you all later, and if I don't get back on here, I hope you all have a good week.